I'm going to transition to Roblox, ticker symbol RBLX. For those that don't know Roblox, this company came public earlier this year. It is a gaming platform that creates an online world primarily aimed at younger players. So the majority of their players are under the age of 13, and it's just grown like gangbusters. All three of my kids are active on Roblox, absolutely love playing. You can go on there, you can chat with your friends. It's a very safe environment, especially when compared to other games like, say, Fortnite. So different environment. So let's see how they did with their earnings report. All right, well, first off, this is from a Fool.com article, and this is a bit confusing, so bear with me a little bit here. So Roblox was expected to report 690 million in earnings, in revenue, and earnings of 23 cents per share. So if they hit that, that would be 245% growth, which is good. That would be a good thing. All right, so how do they actually do? So keep that in our mind, 690 million. Well, revenue was up 127% to 454 million. If your eyes are not popping, like, wow, is that a big miss? You would be confused, just like I was. However, with Roblox, bookings and revenue are being used essentially interchangeably. So bookings were 665 million. I'll explain the difference between the two, but 665 million versus 690 million estimate. So what is bookings? Bookings, when you're playing Roblox, the way that Roblox is monetized is through in-app purchases. You can download and play the game for free. But if you want to buy items or explore different worlds, that kind of thing, they are all purchased in the game with something called Robux. So you put, say, $10, you convert $10 into, in real money, into Robux. However, the accounting rules dictate that the company can't count that $10 as revenue until it's spent in the game. Same thing with like a gift card. If you buy a gift card to Starbucks, Starbucks can't count that as revenue because you haven't spent it. Once you spend your Starbucks gift card, then it's counted as revenue, even though the company already has the cash. So that's one of the dynamics that you just have to be aware of with Roblox. So in this case, bookings, the amount of cash that they received was 666 million. That was down. Oh, that was not down. That was short of their revenue estimate, but the actual revenue amount was 127%. So this is one of the few cases when I've seen when analysts were actually expecting and judging this company by bookings, not revenue. I follow a couple of video game companies, and this is the only one that I've seen do that. But anyway, let's get into under the numbers. So net cash from operations was up 64% to $191 million. So this is another factor. Because of the dynamics between bookings and revenue, there is a huge gap between cash flow and net income. That's just the dynamics of the business. Moreover, this company also has a whole bunch of stock-based compensation that just is hitting its books now because it recently came public. So its numbers are even more confusing. So net loss for the quarter was $140 million, at least on a GAAP basis. But again, net cash provided by operating activities were 192 million. So these numbers are just on different planets from each other. The difference between cash flow and net income. So free cash flow during the quarter was up 70% to $168 million. So this company's bank accounts balance is trending in the right direction. If we get into user numbers, which people keep a keen eye on, active daily users grew by 29% to 43 million. So the number of unique players are up almost 30%. That's a really strong growth. The number was strong both in the US and Canada. That was up 42%, and even stronger in international, even stronger amongst players that are age 13. or higher. That's really interesting because again, this platform is mostly aimed at younger kids, those that are age 13 and under. One of the thesis that for this stock is that they can continue to move up market and they'll hold on to players for longer. This is an indication that they're having some success doing that. Although, of course, the caveat being these are COVID times, and it's hard to know how much of this is one time or repeatable and how much will be permanent going forward. Hours engaged, the number of total hours that were on the that people played on the platform, that was only up 13%. So there's signs that while there's a lot of players, that engagement isn't necessarily keeping up with that. Okay, so let's move on to management's commentary. They essentially said, we are doing everything that we need to do. We're fulfilling our mission, and that creators and players are joining our platform. I dug into the call a little bit. There was nothing here that really bounced out at me. The only exception being that this is the first time I've seen this. So they're recognizing their bookings over a 23-month period, which is the average life of a player. So the average Roblox player is essentially monetized over a 23-month period. As investors, we obviously want to see that number grow over time. That indicates that they're sticking around on the platform for much longer. But even in here, they point out that they themselves they're seeing a lot of confusion in the analyst community amongst bookings and sales. So that's just something you have to dig one step further to look beyond when you're judging this company's results. As for the stock is only down about 2% today, which isn't nearly as bad as I would have expected, given that the company missed on the top line and missed on the bottom, and had a net loss on the bottom line. But if you dig into the numbers, it's clear that the company is still benefiting from COVID. What's going to matter from here is how sustainable is this, right? We're seeing a big slowdown amongst a lot of companies like this. And Zynga, for example, recently reported a big slowdown in their user metrics as of June and July. What's going to happen next? We don't know, but that's going to be hugely impactful. This company did not give guidance on what's going to happen next. But if you're looking backwards, there's no doubt to my mind that the answer is thesis on track for Roblox. The next couple of quarters, we're going to learn a lot more about how sticky the platform is, and those users that they picked up, are they going to stick around? So that's Roblox, RBLX.